Hey survivors, it's your girl Ruriko here, and first of all I gotta apologize for the late video. I haven't really been feeling too well, too great, a little bit sick. Apart from that though, I am okay, I am recovering, baby is fine. I think that's the reason why I am a little bit ill, because I didn't get morning sickness in the beginning of the pregnancy, but I kind of feel like it's kicking me now. So apologies for the late video. I really haven't been feeling too great, but I'm here today to give you a video, and it's all about relationships. Yes, relationships. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there thinking, who has borderline personality, sort of thinking, how am I even able to manage my relationship that I'm in now? So, you know, I'm gonna touch on that. And it's any type of relationship. We're talking friendship, partnership, you know, the relationship that you have with your parents, your family. You know, these things are incredibly hard when you have any type of mental illness. I feel that all mental illness comes with their own issues and problems. I'm not necessarily saying that borderline personality disorder is the worst, but it does come with a different set of issues because of the way that we feel. We feel on a complete different level, and it's out there, you know. It's not just happy, it's not just sad. You know, there's no middle ground. It's either you're up there or you're all the way down there. So because of that, it makes it incredibly hard for not only yourself in a relationship, but the person that is in the relationship with you. So I'm just going to talk about my experiences and hopefully a little bit of tips and stuff along the way, because, you know, before we get better, before we are on that journey, you know, before we feel to ourselves that, you know what, this is the time for us to, you know, get better or realize there's actually something wrong, because realization is something that don't necessarily happen all of the time. A lot of people are not self-aware, and that's more because they probably push people away and they only have themselves to think about. They only have themselves to rely on, and they only have themselves to in their own mind to think. There's no one else out there to bounce off of, because they've just been left. And I've been in that situation where I've pushed people away, and you know, I've not had anybody to talk to. It's a strange mental illness, because you generally need people to talk to in order to get better. It's not one of the ones where you can just be in your own box and just get better by yourself, because a lot of it is irrational thinking, and because of your irrational thinking, you generally need someone who is rational to help you on that journey, even if it is just your psychiatrist, your psychotherapist, your OT, your CPN, whoever it is. You need somebody around you. You need to let somebody in order for you to get the help that you need. Not saying that you need it all for the rest of your life, because you don't, but just to get you, you know, the first couple of stepping stones on your journey to a better and healthier, mentally stable you. So don't get us wrong. Yeah, I say us because all survivors, we're all in this together. Don't get us wrong. We really want the relationships. We want to have an amazing bond with our parents. Who doesn't? We want to have an amazing bond with people, our peers, you know, and we generally want to be in a loving relationship, mentally stable, you know, healthy, all of that. We want that. We dream about that. But unfortunately for us, we sabotage it because we generally feel that's out of our reach. We generally feel that's not for us. Those type of relationship, that's movie stuff. That's for the sane person. That's for somebody who doesn't wake up and don't know what type of mood they're going to be in from day to day, which is absolute garbage. It's garbage. It really is. You know, I generally felt that way. You know, me and my partner, if we put it all together, we've been going out and we've been together for just over 10 years, but we've had gaps in between because of my mental illness, or the fact that he's not understanding. You know, like at the time, is, as I said I think I touched on it in a video before, that it's a hard thing to ask somebody to be on this journey with you, especially if I found I got more ill when I first was with him. So I didn't generally know what was going on with me, and I was going through that with somebody. So he signed up for a mentally stable, loving woman and got a mentally unstable, crazy psychopath. Do you know what I mean? That's what he got. So for him, it was like, wow, whoa, like what's going on? And it's really scary for me, because before that, I was able to make promises and keep them. I am a woman of her word, and getting more sick made me this person that was so unsure of myself. I genuinely wanted this relationship. I really did. And I used to promise things like, I will not argue anymore. I will read between the lines. I will try my best to, be more understanding and, not blow off at the handle so much. And those were things that I generally couldn't promise, because I really didn't know if that's something I could do. And, just a tip, if you generally feel like you can't do it, like you can't promise this person that you are not going to fly off the handle, explain to them why. I used to say all this stuff, and because I didn't have a reason, the person has felt like, my partner felt like I'm a liar. I enjoy arguments, I enjoy the dramas, I enjoy, getting at him. And the reality of it is, I hated that. I hated myself for it. I hated the person that I became when I was emotionally unstable. So, but it was hard to convey that to someone that you just hurt by the words that you just said. They're not gonna listen to you. So in our 4 years now, because we've been back together for 4 years, yay, and I am so happy. I've just been honest. I've learned a lot, and I've just been honest. I this is who I am. Do you know what I mean? This is who I am. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to work. I'm trying to focus. I am talking, and that has helped us a lot. Funny enough, I was a person that never liked to speak or talk, but I have to. It is a way of life for me now. Like, anything that bothers me, anything that I find, that I just can't, it's just niggling at me, I can't let it go, I open my mouth and I talk and I express how I feel. And it's not as bad as we feel. Do you know what I mean? We think to ourselves, oh my God, if we told this person will do this, instead of actually doing a scenario in your own head and it always being negative, bring it out into the world. Talk to them, because you'd be pleasantly surprised that the response that you feel that you're gonna get is not there, because we have a warped sense of self, and feel like, oh, everybody else is out to get us, and how they're not gonna like us, how they're not gonna love us. That's our issue, and that is our problem. I spoke to him, and his response was not what I thought it was gonna be. He was like, be you, be yourself, because he can generally see that I was trying to help myself. I wasn't trying to be fake and be like, yeah, I promise this, I promise that, and know that they're empty promises and not know what to do when I get into a situation. I generally said, this is me. This is who I am. This is what I've been able to do in the years that we went together, and this is how far I've come. Take me or leave me. And he accepted that. And also, I also had to tell him, you need to do your research. And let me just be clear about the research. Ladies and gentlemen, you can read all you want about mental illness. You can read up on how a person will be or whatever else, but you have to really understand it. It's not like reading a book for vegans. When you're reading a book for vegans, there's clear instructions for what you can and cannot do. Don't eat anything with a face, and tofu is good, and don't have dairy, and blah blah blah. You expect that from every vegan that you meet. You expect them to be on this type of diet. You're gonna meet more people on that type of diet than not when they say that they're vegan. But when you read something about borderline personality disorder, that shoe doesn't fit everybody that has borderline personality disorder. Like with my borderline personality disorder, when I'm really sick, I used to hear voices, and that's not everybody. That's not everybody with borderline personality disorder, and you know, I got misdiagnosed with schizophrenia and all the rest of it, and that generally wasn't the case. It's a long road to getting the right diagnosis and then getting the right help and getting the right medication, all the rest of it. But you know, don't think to yourself, oh, I read this, I read that, I read this, I read that, I read this, I read that. Okay, so this is exactly how it's gonna be when they get into this situation, and I shouldn't get no surprises. No, stop what you're doing. Read, get as much knowledge as you want, but talk to the person. Oh, you know what? I read today that when you get like in a state of euphoria, that you might do this. Well, no, I've never actually done that. This is typically what might actually happen because this is what I've experienced, and then you won't get caught off guard. Do you know what I mean? On top of that, a lot of us do not know what could possibly happen from 1 minute to the next. So because of that, also have it in your mind that just because I was like this in this situation doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to be like this in this situation again. So it's all about understanding. It is hard work. It really is. But if you love that person, what's hard about it? Do you know what I mean? Anybody around me that I love and that I just adore, reading about something and talking to them and expressing certain things and being there for them when they're broken and when they're on their stomach and they need uplifting is nothing, because as far as I'm concerned, that is my duty. If I say to you, you're my best friend, you're my best friend, regardless of whatever happens. Do you know what I mean? You could be down and out, you can be happy, you can be low, you can be whatever you want to be. I'm meant to be there because I told you I'm your best friend, and I'm going to act accordingly because that is my role in your life. And that is being an adult. Do you know what I mean? That is being an adult. All these people that just want to roll into your life and then just be like, you know what, I'm out and I'm gone, and they disappear. They're not, you know, it's so hard as it is trusting people. But if that's how you're going to be, if you generally can't manage how you are with somebody, talk to them. I said this before in my other video, talking is key. Talking is key. Do you know what I mean? Even if the person doesn't understand after you had that conversation, you can't then say you never told them. You know, if you was there and you was willing to explain and you explained it over and over again and they're still not getting it, what else are you meant to do? As long as you just have that conversation with them, you've done what you need to do. Do you know what I mean? But I just speak to myself. We generally want relationships. We really do. We want to have an amazing relationship with our parents, with our friends, with our peers. We want to be in a lovey-dovey relationship. We really do. But sometimes this borderline personality prevents us. You know, I remember when I got diagnosed, and I remember going for a tough time, and I remember telling my CPN, you know, the arguments that me and my partner used to have and how I used to take certain things. And he looked me dead in the eyes and said, you should be alone. I was like, what? What did you say? He said, you should be alone. Like, you shouldn't even be in a relationship. And I was like, what, forever? And he was like, well, this is a lifelong condition. And I was like, what? Like, I should be alone because I have a mental illness? That was my road right there. I was thinking, no, I need to change. And I put in some real hard work into myself. You know, I need to be this person. I want to be this person. So I'm not going to jeopardize my mental health. And that means people around me need to understand. You know, I can't be in certain situations because, you know, I know my triggers now. I know my triggers. And that's another thing. Knowing your triggers. Knowing what is going to absolutely break you down. Something that you can't just, you know, I'm feeling a certain way and get over it. There is no getting over certain things when it comes down to borderline personality disorder. You know, I see it as well. Even now, me and my partner will go through the exact same thing, and within an hour, he's all like, and he's happy, he's doing his thing, and I'm there like, why has this happened to me? I'm still emotionally torn up, like, and he's just like, babe, want to do some music? You want to eat? What do you want to eat? Like, would you? And he's up there, and I'm just still like, and you know, I see it in us. I find it funny now, but when you're going through it, you generally look at people and you think to yourself, how are you like that? I want to be like that. Like, and sometimes you feel robbed, do you know what I mean? I can't sit and say that's a nice feeling at the time. I laugh about it now, but when you're going through it, you physically can't get yourself out of this mood. It's like a massive weight is just crushing you. And no matter what you do, no matter what funny videos you might see, no matter how much your partner is jigging himself around and having fun and trying to get you upbeat, sometimes it's just not gonna work. And the difference between then and now is that when I feel that way, I still get up. I still get up in the morning, I see my children, I'm like, hey kids, you know, I fake it till I make it, because that is how it has to be. You know, I fake it until I get out of the rut. And I find that if I ignore it, 9 times out of 10, it might not be, you know, normal people probably get over something small within that hour. I never used to get over it for like 24 to 48 hours. And the next day, it'll still be bugging me. The day after that, still bugging me. 72 hours is gone now, and it's still bugging me. Do you know what I mean? Whereas now, when I fake it to make it, and I get up and I see my baby's smiling faces and whatever else, I'm not like, maybe 2 hours I feel crap and then it's forgotten about. You really need to be like mentally aware of yourself, because if I sat there and didn't just fake it to make it, I generally would be down and out for days, because my mind will completely play on it over and over and over again. I would internalize it, I would antagonize over it and all the rest of it, because my mind is easily led that way. So I have learned to divert my mind. I've learned to, you know, fair enough, this thing has happened. I've also learned that tomorrow is another day. Do you know what I mean? If I generally can't get over something during a day process, you hear my baby, over a day of processing it, then the next day I make it a priority to just, that's it. And sometimes if it's listening to music, if it's just talking to my partner, talking to my friends, you know, I'm looking to be married soon, so I talk about that, and all of the things that were bugging me the day before eventually seep away. And you know, that's something that I've noticed I do for myself. I know that's not going to work for everybody, but for myself, that's what I have to do. I have to be very, very self-aware about, okay, I can feel this crushing feeling and I know it can engulf me at any moment. I need to do something to get myself out of it. And I do. And it works for me. And I feel that you survivors, you need to find what works for you. It is a journey. There is no right or wrong way to do what you need to do to make yourself feel better, as long as you get there. And hopefully I've given you some more insight about my life and about what I do to get myself out of ruts and whatever else. And really and truly just know that you are loved, you are enough, you're worth everything. Do you understand? Like, do not cut yourself short. Do not turn around and just say, you know what, I'm this, I'm that, I'm blah blah blah. And don't assume, do not make any assumptions about how other people feel about you unless you hear it from them, because that's the worst. That's one of the worst things. We are our worst enemy. We really are. And we need to learn to think differently. We train ourselves to be more positive and seek help. You know, at the end of the day, anybody that turns around and says that you are weak or whatever because you seek help or you're on medication or whatever, they don't need to be in your life. Yeah, deuces to them. Yeah, literally, they don't know how hard it is. That's fine. Not everybody's gonna know your struggle. Thank you for your opinion. I didn't ask for it, but thank you for it, and keep it moving. Don't let anybody stop you on your journey to be mentally healthy and just protecting yourself. Don't let anyone stop you from protecting yourself and your well-being. If you've got negativity in your life, you've got negative people in your life, cut them out. That is the biggest thing that are going to put you down and going to keep you down. Do you know what I mean? Misery loves company, and that's not what we're here for. You know, I loved a lot of people in my life, and I say loved because it's past tense, but I've had to cut a lot of people out, and I can look back now and say that was one of the best things that I done, because they were bringing me down. I was getting too involved in their life and too involved in what was going on with them that I couldn't concentrate on myself. And when I did finally concentrate on myself, I had their baggage on top of me. Do you know what I mean? No, like, we really need to be self-aware. We really need to make sure we have the right people in our life that are going to help you and be there no matter what. So just remember that you're loved, you're worth it. And this is Ruriko Yamazaki signing out, and just share the love, and, you know, be happy. Bye.